tomorrow, over in northwest London, half an hour or so from here, Wembley will be hosting a third Champions League final in 14 years, I make it. I was there in 2011, I believe it was, when incredible performance from Pep Guardiola's Barcelona to beat Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. It did look like men and boys on that occasion in 2011, and then 2013 was the all-German final between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. And also the stadium at Wembley has hosted 2 European Championship finals in recent years. But securing and delivering that big showpiece football occasion is certainly not easy. And the bidding process itself can be fiendishly difficult, trying to make a compelling case against other bids. And then once the decision does go your way, okay, great, got past the first stage, but how do you ensure it's an absolute roaring success from start to finish, and especially on that match day? How do you plan smartly to optimize that whole process? We're about to get a few clues and get some nuggets of wisdom. This session brought to you in partnership with Virtual Venue. We're going to be hearing some pre-recorded thoughts from Daniel Ribeiro, who is director of the national team at Federação Portuguesa de Futebol, so that's the Portuguese Football Federation. Here in the room, our other speakers are Cédric Cherhal, who is Senior Business Relationship Manager at UEFA, Sandro Batista, also Managing Partner at Virtual Venue, and guiding the conversation, Vasco Pinheiro, who is Managing Partner at Virtual Venue. Please give them a big round of applause. Gents, another fascinating discussion to come, I'm pretty sure. Really looking forward to hearing from all of you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Morning, David.
Take a seat.
Thank you very much.
The floor is yours.
Thank you. So, wow, will be tomorrow, and we will talk about it during this session. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you, the WFS, for the organization of this forum in this wonderful venue. It's a pleasure to be here and share our experience with the UEFA. Cédric, thank you very much, and Sandro from Virtual Venue to be here today. So we will talk during this session about a topic that usually is not on top of mind when we talk about technology for sports. So we will talk about event planning and venue operations from the bidding to the match day. So what we will cover is what is behind the scenes, what is involved in preparation, planning, and delivered big tournaments and the major finals as we will have tomorrow. And what is the role of technology like Virtual Venue to improve business processes, to improve efficiency, to improve sustainability of the organizations that are using this technology. And for that, I will start with Cédric, asking him to give an highlight. So what are the business challenges when we are talking about big tournaments, and what are the business challenges of organizing a youth tournaments from the bidding to the match day?
Yeah, thanks. Hello, everyone. Thanks for the question, Vasco. So before having those 22 players that will play tomorrow at Wembley Stadium, there is a very complex organization behind. So it sounds obvious, but the amount of work and the operational logistic behind is nearly crazy. So you have to understand that at UEFA, we are a sport organization, and we are split it into two. There is the football entity, which is more about strategic football, politics, and there is UEFA Event TC, which is more the event part of the company. So UEFA Event TC is in charge of organizing events. We are not outsourcing as such the organization of the event. It means that we are planning since the very beginning, and we go until the last piece of the delivery. So just to give you an idea, at the Champions League final we'll have tomorrow in Wembley, just to give you some figures, it will be around 600 volunteers working there, 600 volunteers, 20,000 accreditation produced, so 20,000 persons working to organize the show around the 4 days, more or less, or even more. To prepare that event, it's a bit less than 10 site visits happening up front. And I look at the numbers, we are talking about 30,000 items that are requested, delivered, produced, to do the branding, to make sure the lounge will be at a high quality standard, and so on. 30,000 items. So it's insane. The logistic behind it is insane. Now to answer your questions. It's a lot about, to organize such high-scale events, the processes, and it starts with the bidding. And I think we are going to talk about that in a moment with our colleagues and friend Daniel Ribeiro from FIFA. At the bidding is the very first step of the journey, where, of course, we are asking the host cities that are interested to bid for Champions League final or Euro or whatever tournament, to explain us the ways they will deliver the event following the UEFA requirement. So basically, what is their plan, their proposal? This is the very first step. So here we are in the preparation phase of the event. Then follow, when we selected the winner, so the one that will host the event, follow the preparation phase as such, where we are doing the so-called site visit. So we go on site, we make sure that things are happening as planned. If not, we are following up, tracking, making sure that everything will be properly ironed, once again, to respect the high-level standard that we have at UEFA. Then the preparation phase is finished, and we start to enter the delivery phase. People start to go on site more and more, and here we are not anymore planning, this should be done, and we are looking at everything that could deviate, so move out of the predefined baseline. We track them, and we analyze those data, thanks to that type of system that we developed with you guys in the platform Virtual Venue. And we track incidents, we track work to be done. We build a very significant knowledge base or database with different stadium and the different content and overlay in the stadium, which is very rich for us. And then when we are about to blow the whistle, we are just monitoring. So it's about monitoring. So just making sure that things are moving on correctly. So we are looking at some dashboards, metrics, KPIs, and once the event is done, we do an analysis phase. We try to take some lessons learned to do better next time, and we repeat. Yeah. So it's a kind of a cycle. Yeah. So yeah, that's more or less the process itself. Now to answer your questions about the challenges, I think the biggest challenges I see during this process as such is how to bring so many stakeholders working together. Yeah. So you have to bring local authorities, local entity, UEFA, suppliers, fans. Everybody has to work in the same direction. And with such large-scale event, this is very complex. Yeah. And this is where IT technology and the new features emerging on the market can help a lot. Just to give you an idea, when we organize this event, once again, I will take the example of Wembley because we are in London tomorrow. We are going to explore every single piece of the stadium, nearly, and we are going to agree about how we are going to operate it. Sorry. How we are going to use the different facilities, what will be the access flow, how the VIP will come, how they will leave, you name it. So this is what we call the overlay. And we have a good example here on the right-hand side of the screen. If this is not properly done, properly signed off, we are going to log a lot of turbulences. Mm-hmm. We always say at UEFA that the success of an event is 90% preparation. 90% is the preparation. A good preparation, thanks to good process and good tools, 90%. The 10 remaining % normally should be about change management, unexpected events, as we have had in the past. That should not be more than that. Yeah. And to conclude on that, this so-called overlay, I will just illustrate, if you imagine that if we not do that properly, we don't orchestrate that properly, we could easily end up with, I don't know, the groundkeeper entering the stadium ball at the same time of the ceremony performers. Yeah. We could end up with the VIP hostesses having the same dressing room as the security stewards. All those small details are very important to make a success of the event. Yeah. And I don't think the people that look at the show realize that. Yeah. And this is what it is about today, the behind the scene.
Yeah. Thank you, Cédric, for the big picture and the challenges of organizing so big events. And sometimes the organization for Euros starts 4 years before, for the finals 1 year before, so bringing everyone to the same page, multi-domain teams, security, VIPs, broadcasters, and so on, is really a complex job. So how technology is addressing those challenges? So how do you use technology like virtual venue to address those challenges that you referred?
So we are using the technology in very different aspects, of course. Here we are talking a lot about B2B, not really B2C, of course. And I will tell you maybe our journey before we end up here. For us, what was very important was to make sure that everybody, back to my comment about collaboration, was using the same working reference. Back in the days, we were having people using different working systems, different maps, different terminology. So it means that we were having colleagues that were preparing an event in a different way, or not discussing together. Of course, this creates some glitches. And of course, technology can help here. What has been a game changer for us is when we realized that not everything, but a lot of things that we do during the preparation phase is map or geolocation related. Not always, but it's a lot about location. We're organizing an event somewhere. The ceremony will happen at a specific place. The security access route are going from A to B. So it's a lot about maps, geolocation. When we understood that, we decided to move to a digital transformation and to adjust to our digital landscape, putting geolocation at the heart of everything, or not everything, but a lot of things that we do with our tool when it comes to match preparation and match delivery. And this is that type of thing that you see on the left-hand side on the tablet that illustrate what I'm saying. Here is the map with the different facilities, but on top of it, we develop what we call verticals or modules to deliver assets. You want to deliver an asset, you need to know where you deliver the asset. You will go back to this geo-reference. You do a site visit because you want to indicate the different square meter of the press conference room, hospitalities. You go back to a geo-reference. It's like this for, I would say, 75% of the preparation. So what I did then, back to the digital transformation, was to develop what we call module in an organic manner that will support that around a single and unique geo-reference shared by everybody. And on the right-hand side, I like this picture because this was, I would say, 10 years ago, more or less. People were using a piece of paper. looks normal. But to produce that piece of paper, we were requiring to have AutoCAD engineer. So a team of AutoCAD engineer. Every update has to go to the AutoCAD engineer team, creating delays and lag until the moment the information reached the team. This was not efficient. Today, the way we are working offers the possibility to every single person responsible for to update, publish, should he or she have the access right, their own, let's say, data. And this has been a game changer, once again, I think.
Okay, thank you, Cédric. Sandro, so what is about the virtual venue platform? Can you deep dive more on that?
Yeah, sure. So, well, Cédric he did a perfect introduction to the system. Probably I was thinking that the next Champions League final, that I believe it will be in Munich.
Correct.
The planning will start on June on 2nd of June, right? It's like the day after the big match. We'll have 1 year. For instance, for the bidding, we are working also with, and we will have a video regarding that from Daniel. It starts for a Euro or a World Championship. It's like starts 7 years before, and then the planning 4 years. So I believe this year, like after Germany, you will start to prepare the next Euro in UK as well, and that's what virtual venue can help. So in virtual venue, we focus on 3 or 4 pillars. That is, what needs to be done, when needs to be done, and where needs to be done. So this geolocation component is critical in virtual venue, and it's the same source of truth through all the platform. So we'll always have the same map, the broadcaster's compound, it will be always the same color, the functional areas of the entire organization will have access to the same area. So everything, it's always the same vision, a common vision, geolocated, so people can have a better perception of the space. For instance, with the technology, like it's already present in virtual venue, like images, video, but also 360 immersive pictures, it's very, very easy for someone that has never been in a stadium to dive into that stadium. So the perception it's kind of different. And then, of course, the business models or verticals, as Cédric mentioned as well, are like very easy to use for all the users because different functional areas will use different modules. But again, with the same user experience, with the same data, with the same catalog of objects, so it's very easy to integrate. Yeah. And virtual venue, it's about that. So we try to help from the bidding, so preparing 7 years before a World Championship, for instance, until the debriefing of the event. So through all the phases to the match day, and then to get the insights to the learnings for the other match.
Okay, thank you, Sandro. Now we have the big picture from the bidding to the match day. Let's deep dive in each of the phases with real-time examples. Let's start for the bidding phase. And for that, I request to put the video about the Portuguese, Spanish, and Morocco Federation FIFA Bidding World Cup 2030. That is ongoing process, and we have a video to share with you.
Every 4 years, football's most prestigious competition returns to crown the best national team in the world. In 2030, as we celebrate the centenary of the first FIFA World Cup, we are ready to kick off the next 100 years. The time has come to bring this global event across 2 continents for the first time ever. Get ready for the FIFA World Cup 2030 in Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Three neighboring countries that share over 1,000 years of Mediterranean culture and collaboration. And most importantly, where football is much more than a game. It's a passion. We have a very ambitious goal in mind. To organize the most sustainable, innovative, and inclusive sports event ever. That's the game plan. A World Cup that champions the environment like never before. A World Cup that integrates technology on and off the pitch to engage and excite fans. Lastly, a World Cup where everyone plays on the same team for diversity and inclusion. A project of all with all. Together, we will deliver a FIFA World Cup that changes football for the next 100 years. In Africa, in Europe, and across the world. Let's go. Yalla. Vamos.
Yalla, vamos, let's go. So that's what all we expect to achieve in 2030, and we are on the right path to achieve that goal. Daniel Ribeiro is the National Director of Teams in the Portuguese Federation, and is leading, together with the engineer António Laranjo, the bidding committee for the FIFA World Cup 2030. And unfortunately, Daniel could not join us today due to a FIFA visit to the hosting countries during this week. So, nevertheless, he was kindly to give his statement in a video. So, we asked him how he is using virtual venue technology to support the bidding process. Daniel Ribeiro testimonial about how the Portuguese, Spanish, and Moroccan Federation are using virtual venue for the bidding dossier.
Technology is clearly one of the fundamental tools that any organizer can have at his disposal to enhance, coordinate, and collect all the different data from the bidding phase to the operational phase. In this case, virtual venue is the platform that the Yalla Vamos 2030 FIFA World Cup is using to store all its data and collect from the different stakeholders to make sure that we as three host federations and three host countries are aligned with all the information that we will supply to FIFA. In this aspect, the preparation during the bidding phase is critical because it is the foundation that is then used to transition when we begin the operational phase. And with a good preparation and a good planning during the bidding phase, we don't have to start from scratch when the host countries are really decided on organizing a major event. With time during the bidding phase, the coordination and the stakeholder engagement process is key, and with that is the data. Information that is shared during meetings, during site visits, during all aspects of the planning that is done into a bid dossier is fundamental to make that information be stored where it's easily accessible and agreeable by all different stakeholders. When the deciding moment is here of who will host such an event, as in this case the FIFA 2030 World Cup, Morocco, Spain, and Portugal are planning to continue all the work that we have done in the bidding phase to support and guide FIFA in the operational phase for when the 2030 World Cup gets into the detailed aspects of the organization.
Okay. Thank you, Daniel, wherever you are in Lisbon. Okay, let's continue. So we deep dive on the bidding. Let's go to the preparation and planning phases of the match day. And we had in 2020 two huge challenges. A continental level event, so Euro 2020 was delivered in a continental level, and we had COVID. So a new environment for everyone, a new context, a new social environment that no one was expected to happen. So how UEFA did address all these challenges?
Yeah, true. Euro 2020 was a particular one. We see that it was the first time that UEFA organized such a tournament across so many host cities, so 11 different cities. So you can imagine that just taking that challenge into consideration, the logistic required to achieve that was significant. Not going into the detail, but UEFA had to deliver this event with more or less the same budget as the previous edition. So the only way to achieve that was to mutualize resources, to streamline processes, and to be innovative with technology. There was no other way around. And as you said, Vasco, we had a special guest for that edition, which was the COVID-19, unfortunately, which added another level of complexity. And I can give an example on how technology helped to respond to those additional challenges. Different countries means different rules. So depending if you are going to Germany, Spain, Italy, or wherever, the local rules was different. Quotas, possibility to come on the territory. So technology helps in that sense because with virtual venue, we managed to do more remote site visit. It was the first time, but Sandro illustrated that before, and we will come to that after. With that technology, we were able to do the best we could, but remotely. And same with the quota. We had to offer as safe as possible working environment for the staff on site. And when we had to respect certain quotas, or certain amount of people per square meters, we were using the powerful map engine to define how the offices, how the different space will welcome the staff, how many people per square meter was defined in that tool and was respected. That was one way to leverage technology, enable technology to support those challenges. Now, when it comes to the other event that we had in 2020, so Champions League final, initially supposed to be played in Istanbul, and it ended up in Lisbon for the COVID reason. If you think about everything that I explained, the complexity, the numbers, it means that we had to reorganize not over years, but over a couple of weeks, a big event from a city to another. And once again, I like to give example, but in that case, what we did, we leveraged start to be a rich database of stadium that we have in virtual venue, because we had Estadio da Luz, so we had Lisbon as a venue and a different stadium in our database with the different overlays. So of course it was different competition, but we were able just to adjust the preparation, taking the last competition, UEFA competition played there, and adjust it to fit the Champions League requirement. And then the preparation was not done, but nearly done. And it helped us to organize in very short-term notice and reallocate this event from a place to another.
We hope those times don't come again, but it's important to know that the technology is in place to overcome those challenges and to support the organization with different contexts. So let's go to the match day. Tomorrow we will have the biggest game of the year, let's say like that, the Champions League final with Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. So UEFA is using technology to deliver a good fan experience, a good, safe and secure environment for everyone during the match day.
So there are two questions in your question. Here we see with those screenshots, maybe I will start with the upper right, yes, that we leverage technology as such that we start to develop back in 2018, I would say probably before 2018, by reusing some Google Street components. So we see on the top right that we just took Google Street and we adjusted for private reason, own 360 panorama, own dynamic maps, and logic on top of it. Here, we use that to do better preparation, faster preparation, as I explained before, and remote preparation. That was the first time we started to do, a bit due to COVID, some remote preparation. Then looking at the other screenshot that we see on the bottom left, this is more about your second question about how to ensure a smooth experience for the fan. Mm-hmm. This one is a dashboard that we are going to use tomorrow as well during the final, where we try to be on top of, let's say, fan experience, of the fan movement. You have to understand that a football match is not really different compared to a show, a concert, or whatever. The objective is to manage, handle a huge amount of people with limited resources. When I say resources, it's transport, infrastructure. They are not unlimited. So you cannot really see the detail, but tomorrow we are going to look at that. When our fans are going to arrive to the fan zone, getting those metrics. When are they starting to leave the fan zone? Metrics. Then we'll have a look on the public transportation, tube occupancy. How full are the tube occupancy? So we know more or less if the fans will be delayed to arrive at the stadium. Then we'll have metrics about the fans starting to enter the stadium. Here we even see the metrics from the last Conference League, UEFA Conference League game with the dispatch between the two fan teams. So we were able to segregate and have a view about how the different supporters were capable to get in, which for us is an important metric. If we know that the fans are living safe in the transportation, good, and they start to arrive and enter the stadium, it means that so far there will be some glitches, but so far the things are running smoothly. And same for plenty of other metrics. Stewards arrived as expected. Do we have enough stewards? Do we need more stewards at a certain gate versus to another? Major incidents. So we will monitor that very carefully tomorrow in order to ensure that the fan, people and spectator experience will be as good as possible.
So real-time data integration is critical for the match day and to achieve that. So Sandro, how Virtual Venue is addressing all these challenges, and how do you see the future of this technology?
Just this dashboard, it's quite interesting because it's only a dashboard, and you for sure that all of you already saw a lot of dashboards, but what is behind this, right? So first of all, it's the real time. So we are very proud that I believe I heard in the first talk that near real time was about 8-9 seconds. So in Virtual Venue, we don't like seconds, we like milliseconds, so less than 1 second. So for instance, on that dashboard, we also have the team buzzes there from Olympiacos and Fiorentina. And what we did, so you have the location of the car or the vehicle or the bus or whatever. Then we have the context, the real world context in real time. So data from Google, data from Waze in real time. The expected route from the bus. That probably, if something happened, if there is a car crash meanwhile, if there is a flood or something, for instance, yesterday it started raining like cats and dogs during the afternoon, that will be also there. So all the information or the context information in real time. Then we have censoring. For instance, the integration with any kind of sensors can be done in Virtual Venue. Which sensors? For instance, the turnstiles. When someone passes by a turnstile, we can see that data here. But for instance, other sensors like cameras, CCTV cameras if needed. 3D sensors to see people getting in, getting out from the places. So it's kind of that. So we talked how the platform helps in the business process. In this case, with the technology, is integration, it's real time, it's stability, it's performance, and it's a matter of the dashboard should work tomorrow, the entire day, and without delay.
I hope.
That is very, very important for us as well.
Okay, thank you, Sandro. Final question to Cédric about sustainability, which is a very, very important topic nowadays. And an organization like UEFA, with so complexity logistics of these events, how do you evaluate the sustainability impact of using the virtual venue technology in the operations?
Yeah. What I was explaining before is we leverage technology starting in 2017, 2018. And imagine that what we could do today and tomorrow, leveraging, enabling new kids on the block, so new actors on the market, right? Very buzzword AI. We can think about virtual reality, augmented reality to enrich and offer an even more immersive experience to our staff. So to answer your question, I think if we were capable to do that tomorrow and we enable it properly, I think we just play with the, if I may say the word play with the technology so far, but if we are capable to leverage it properly, we should easily be capable to reduce the amount of people going on site to check different things. They could do that even more remotely. Not everyone, because at some point you need some people going in the stadium to take some measurements because they need to produce stuff. There are other core business that probably could do it remotely. We could even reduce the amount of site visit needed. Why not? If we do that, this will have a direct impact on the carbon footprint, for sure. And high-level estimate I see is that if we do it with a proper strategy in place, as of tomorrow, or quite under a very short-term notice, I would see probably a reduction of our carbon footprint and cost saving by easily 10 to 15%. Yeah. So for us, the return on investment is quite obvious in terms of money. So quantitative ROI, but qualitative as well. So yeah, that's quite obvious.
Yeah, a big impact. But nowadays we need to think about that and how to be more and more sustainable. So thank you very much, Cédric.
Thank you.
Sandro, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasco.
We hope to give more awareness what is behind the scenes when we go to the stadium, and now probably everyone is more understandable what is behind the complexity that is needed to address and to deliver so important and major events. Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.